What's up guys, welcome back for another Yugioh Pro Duel video. Next match, Cross-Banlist Cup, next matchup, and this should be number 8, right? Well, both decks don't need an introduction, I guess. Geargia as the first deck, as you see here, OCG by the way, and the Karakuri version, not the pure version, which is, I think, obvious, is more consistent in some ways, since you're not risking of drawing into those pesky Karakuri monsters, but it makes the deck more explosive, I guess, especially with triple soul charge. A solid comeback card, banned for a good reason, but OCG decklist by the way, triple Geargia gear, triple soul charge. Then we have Volcanics opting to go for the 2015 list, so not with Blaster, right? So not using the, was it YCS Charleston? Not really sure, back in the old school days with, you know, the one of Blaster in the main deck. So which deck has the advantage? And very solid this one, like basically 50-50 with the votes. Thanks again. As always, like in the upper right corner, there's like an eye. You can vote for the winner of the next matchup, but more of that within the next couple of moments. So again, which deck has the advantage? Well, again, the votes speak for themselves. Is, I think, and it's very similar, 50-50. Going first is of course very important, but I think both decks pretty much have the same weakness, and that this, in case of Geargia, I'm not opening with armor, as you see here, or arsenal, right? So that sets you back at least one extra turn, and then, you know, you have to hope that you're drawing into either arsenal or armor next turn, and then, well, wait another turn, since it's of course a very slow deck. You're relying on flip effects, and it's basically the same with Volcanics. You're playing Volcanics, and if you're opening, or if you don't open with Rocket, you should be, well, like a terrible position. And okay, maybe you had back in the old school days Volcanic hands or something like that, so, or trap tricks, as in this particular list. Okay, you had some extra normal summons, some good normal summons, but not opening with Rocket sets you back a lot. So again, both decks are very similar in basically with their weaknesses. Anyway, the Raigeki definitely was a solid play, sets me back, but I believe I top deck the Soul Charge, very solid, and triple Soul Charge here in this deck with triple Emergency Teleport, and I think a one-off back. I think we know the one-off set being, you know, the trap card, the Accelerator. He does have a second copy in his hand. Maybe I should have gone for Stardust Dragon. Stardust basically MVP against Volcanics. There's hardly anything they can do. I'm well aware of the double Mirror Force in the main deck, and okay, here my first plan was to put the level 7 in defense and attack with, you know, or maybe go all in, since I still have Engineer on my side of the field, to put something in defense position just in case if there was a Mirror Force set with drawing into Typhoon. I opt to use it, again, with a slight chance of it being the Volcanic card, you know, banish it and then search Scatter Shot. Yes, I'm well aware of the Raigeki effect during your opponent's turn, but I think I had to go for it. Just risking it, I guess. You know, the chances of either it being a torrential or double Mirror Force, the chances were definitely there. Anyway, so now the opponent starts off, and this is not looking too great. Opening with, well, Gen X Ally Bergman is solid, but, you know, if you're playing against a deck with like 5 sets every time, that's very hard to get your Karakuri shenanigans going. So here I'm forced to use Typhoon on the emptiness. I can't let the chain resolve, and then, you know, use Typhoon on something else. And then, as you know, Vanity's emptiness will destroy itself, but no, it's not going to matter too much. Again, the 4 sets, it's just too strong, and me at least I keep drawing into those Geargianos, I believe the name is, and yeah, those Fiendish chains, I believe 3 of them in the main deck, basically breakthrough skill, I guess, or the Fog Blade, Phantom Knight Fog Blade, speaking in yeah, 2019 format, but again, just a matter of time that the opponent would draw into something like Rocket, or, well, Duality into Rocket, or any other beast stick, I guess. So normal summon Arsenal to go for Geargia Armor, indeed, Geargia Armor. He does a Fiendish Chain. I guess it's fine. I mean, yes, he's drawing into Scatter Shot as well. Still has a draw engine going with Volcanic Shell. And no, it does not have Royal Firestorm guards, but it's not going to matter. Just using Scatter Shot, getting rid of the armor, and again, I can't get my momentum going. That's Geargia's, I guess. And the downside of this deck, you keep drawing into your Karakuri cards, your dead tuners, no back row, and then your opponent can just attack over your armors or prevent your armors from getting flipped, as what happens here with another Raigeki, again the Raigeki. That's a problem, I keep drawing those Geargianos. Oh man, no, I can't wait going. Well, Black Rose definitely was an option, I guess, but yeah, again, the threat of double Mirror Force in a back row, and since my backup plan here was to, of course, attack first, if the attack went through, going for a Dracossack with the tokens and maybe get some card advantage back, but nah, and here the disrespect, what is it called, Cowboy, yeah. For the last damage. So game number 3 I start off, and this is a huge start, and that's what I like about this list, opening with Arsenal and Soul Charge. Let's not forget, with the only one of Gen X I like, Birdman, leaves me with a couple of options. You can go for Dracossack, what is it called, Burrito as well, for a couple of draws, but I prefer to go for Stardust, and of course with Dracossack as well. The Volcanic deck isn't really that known of being like a very fast deck, as in putting up a lot of monsters on the field in their first turn or early turn to attack into your opponent's field or put pressure on your opponent. It's a very slow deck, so that's why I went for Dracossack of, picking away those cards from my opponent every turn, and of course backed up with Sir MVP Stardust Dragon. It's so good against Volcanics. Mystical Space Typhoon, Mirror Force, Torrential Tribute, Bottomless Trap Hole, Scatter Shot, the Destruction Effect. It's an MVP again. That if I can make Stardust should be one of my go-to cards early on. Again, Stardust proving its point, just picking away my opponent's advantage, I guess. I still have Soul Charge as a possible follow-up play if things go wrong. To set the Torrential Tribute, eventually he'll try to Geargia Gear. Triple Gear, remember, if I'm not mistaken, Geargia Gear was limited at some point. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. Scatter Shot, forcing out the Stardust, and I believe, yep, eventually in the end phase it will be returning. Eventually, yeah, he'll just torrential my field, I guess, as you will see in a couple of moments, I believe, using the, is it Void Trap Hole? Yeah, Void Trap Hole indeed. Stardust is going to negate that, chaining the Torrential Tribute. I guess it's fine, Stardust can just return, still have the Geargia Gear as a follow-up play. Nexi is quite useless against Volcanics, maybe like a 1-for-1 if you're expecting the rank 4 Exceed play, but that's not really that great, and draw another one. But yeah, it's not going to matter, right? Going for armor, no, not armor, Gear Gigant X, and yeah, either I attack for some damage or for the last damage, or he uses Time Space Travel. Game number 4, the opponent starts off, and this is good. I mean, if you're playing against Volcanics and your opponent opens up with the 5 cards, since it's a deck from 2015, activating Duality, revealing 3 cards, and one of them, at least one of the 3 cards being another Duality, and he takes the Duality and it's not normal summoning Rocket. That feels good, but sadly I don't open armor on my own, and yeah, I do set the bluff size, and I believe the name is, like telegraphing or hinting at possible Geargia armor, so he will not attack it, right? 2 options here. I think I could have gone for Stardust, but change my mind eventually and go for a Burai and Geargia X. Geargia giving me an extra follow-up play for next turn, and again putting the pressure on my opponent since he is somewhat behind, right? Especially with field presence as well, so he needs to have the perfect hand here in this situation. If he has Mirror Force, or was Mirror Force already destroyed, or I don't know, or wasn't I expecting Mirror Force? Did we know the back row? I'm not really sure about this situation, but again, I had a couple of follow-up plays, especially with Geargia Gear as well. So I think we have a well-deserved winner, Geargia's versus Volcanics, and Geargia's being a little bit better compared to Volcanics. But going first proved to be quite important, but still, we see Geargia's winning even when they went second here in this particular matchup. So it's all fine. Next matchup, as you see here, Group E, we have Exceed Infernities, the list from Sehabi, right? From Worlds, first place from Worlds back in Remedy in 2014. It will take on Quick Draw, then the Warrior. Again, like always, feel free to leave your predictions. As always, in the top right corner there is an eye, or like always, yeah, feel free to leave a comment of which deck will win this particular matchup. So like always, an extra duel, you know, just extending the video, prolonging the video, preventing spoilers, I guess. So the opponent starting off here in this situation, much better. I mean, if you're opening with Rocket eventually, Mermelio into Rocket eventually, you're set to go. And again, I'm so much behind. No back row, sadly. I'm forced to Monster Reborn, Psychic Commander. In this case, it works out, I guess, using Teleport and using Psychic Commander twice. Using, well, double Commander again. And then here, maybe I should have gone for the Exceed Summon for Engineer. But I opt to keep the Tuner on my side of the field. Again, Volcanics is a 3D deck of special summoning or getting multiple beat sticks on the field, so most of the time, or worst case scenario, he should be forced to suicide with Rocket, I guess, here in this situation. But yeah, here, you know, the Engineer could have put itself in defense position, protecting itself, but it's not going to matter. Again, my useless hands having the Geargiano, the Geargia Accelerator, and no Geargia monster in my graveyard, that's just terrible. And even though the opponent, well, this deck does run Heavy Storm, so I can always blow him away with the Heavy Storm, but nope, this wasn't my day, I guess, as I'm drawing Heavy Storm against multiple back rows from the opponent. And yeah, if the Volcanic deck is able to get, you know, the Accelerator going with Scattershot, Volcanic Shell, it's game over. Eventually they'll have the option to go for Daguster Emerald as well, to, you know, pot of Avarice the Volcanic cards back to the deck. But anyway, so again, well-deserved winner. Geargia is getting the 3 points here over the 1 point for Volcanic. So again, like always, feel free to leave a prediction for the next matchup. Okay guys, that's it. Thanks for watching, and feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Lithium signing out. Peace.